Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the $100 5-pound solution that can take the place of just about any generator and get you by through even the worst power outages. There's probably one or two reasons you're here. Number one, you just had a nasty hurricane, nasty ice storm, whatever it happens to be. You've got no power and all the generators are sold out in your area. What do? Or number two, you're worried about the possibility of a bad power outage, but you don't have the money to spend on a small, medium, or large generator. So you're looking for a backup power option that isn't as expensive. So today, let's talk about the lowly little inverter and how you can use a $50,000 generator you have parked out in your driveway to power any item that'll plug into a standard 120 outlet in your home. So you've been beating down the doors of all the local places. You've been to Harbor Freight, you've been to Walmart, you've been to Home Depot, you've been to Lowe's, you've been to Tractor Supply, and guess what? Everybody beat you to the punch. Everybody's already bought all the generators. Or, you know what? They're for sale, but you just don't have the money and you need to heat up milk for the baby, you want coffee, whatever it happens to be. You want to make sure that the $5,000 worth of meat you got in your deep freeze doesn't spoil. You need an inverter. So what is an inverter exactly? Well, what it allows you to do is to hook up to the battery in your vehicle, and it turns the DC 12-volt power from your car battery into a 120, 125 volt AC power. So what kind of inverter are you looking for? You need something of 1500 watts or more, because that's what the standard wall outlet is in your home. You're looking for something that is 1500 running watts and 3000 surge watts, because things like an air conditioner or a fridge quite often will double their wattage on the kick-in. So you'll have a surge wattage for a second or two. This can handle 3000 watts, but running, you'll be able to plug any 15 amp, 1500 watt item into it. What else are you looking for in an inverter? Make sure, if you can, that it says pure sine wave. And you might say, well, why? The big reason nowadays, the fridge has probably got sensitive electronics in it. So what is a pure sine wave? Well, if you've ever seen pure power on a graph or an oscilloscope, it goes like this. Nice and smooth. But if it's not a pure sine wave, some of these get more and more jagged the more power you pull out of them. So what ends up happening is your modem, your computer, your TV, and your fridge won't run, or worse than that, you can damage them with a non-pure sine wave inverter. So look for 1500 watt running, 3000 surge, hopefully with two plugs, but at least one AC plug on there, and pure sine wave. That's what you're looking for. What can you run with this? You can run any single 1500 watt item in your home. And everybody says, well, I got a fridge, I got a freezer, I got a sump pump, I got an air conditioner. What am I going to do? Let me tell you, you're going to alternate. You're going to run your fridge for half an hour, cool it down. Then you're going to unplug that, plug your freezer in. You're going to run that for an hour, get it nice and cold. If it happens to be a raining storm and your basement's starting to flood a little bit, then you plug your sump pump in, pump your basement out. And then say it's a hot day and you want your air conditioner running, run that for a couple hours, bring the temperature down. Now this is not a generator, but this is an emergency alternative to something that'll run like that. Here's the bread and butter that you came for. You say generators are all sold out, Tim. Yep, they probably are, because most times people go and buy a generator right before the storm hits and they think, well, I'll let it run during the storm and then I'll return it afterward. Generators are almost always sold out before the storm even hits. But almost nobody thinks about inverters. You might have went to Harbor Freight and your generators all sold out, but people don't think about the inverter. 6 places that I'd love to share with you that a lot of people don't think about. Number one, auto parts supply places. So something like Napa. Go in there quite often, they're going to have these because people hook them up in their truck to give them extra power off their battery. Number two, RV parts and service places. You will find them at all of them. The big name, small name, whatever. That's a place nobody ever thinks about during or right before a power outage. Number three, I love it, Harbor Freight. Again, people go there and they clean out their Predator generators, but they don't think about their inverters. Number four, truck stops. In particularly, Love's truck stops. I love Love's, sorry about the pun. They're a great place. You'll pay a little extra, but again, if you need a generator, you can't find a generator, an inverter's your next best thing. So check it, Love's truck stops. Walmart. People never think of Walmart. They sell inverters in their automotive section. And number 6, which is a bit of a bonus tip, Amazon. I bought this for $100 from Amazon and I got it 2 days later. I live in Canada. If you live in a place where you get next day delivery and the storm's coming, go on there and find yourself the best $100 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. Or if they're still doing deliveries in your area after the storm, better late than never, right? So how do you hook this thing up? It's really, really simple. You open up the hood of your truck, you hook black to black, red to red, and then you hook these to your vehicle. You turn your vehicle on, and now you have a $50,000 generator sitting in your yard. First, hook this up. Number 2, turn your vehicle on. Number 3, plug in your extension cord. Number 4, run it into the house and plug in what you need. As long as your vehicle's running, you're not going to drain your battery. So you're using the existing alternator on your vehicle to charge your battery, which in turn sends current to this inverter, which in turn converts it to AC power straight into the house. You might just be able to have coffee after all. So what else do you need to go along with an inverter? Really, just an extension cord. My favorite is that one right there. It's a 12 gauge with a 3-way splitter from Amazon. The thing works great. I can run it from my vehicle in through my dog door, and then I have a weatherproof seal pretty much to run power with. Extra fuses. So you'll have your fuses right here. Guaranteed you're going to try to pull, you're going to get greedy and you're going to try to pull more power through this than you should. And when you do, you're going to blow a fuse. And don't be stuck not being able to make coffee or heat up the bottles for sake of a 25-cent fuse. Open yours up when you get it, find out what type of fuse it is, go down to your auto supply and buy a 10-pack of each one. That way you're set just in case. That's it. Inverter, extension cord, fuses, and of course, access to a vehicle in the driveway. A few kind of final tips and tricks on how this is going to work. Number 1, again, remember, rotate through things. Run your fridge, then your freezer, then your sump pump, then your air conditioner. You can also use this to charge something like that right there, a power station. So if you have power stations that you take camping with you, but the power's out and you've drained them, you can hook this up, charge it with your vehicle, then take it inside and draw power off it. It's a great way to store power for after dark when you don't want some crackhead to come by and steal your vehicle. Don't use the inverter without your vehicle running. You'll kill your battery too damn quick. Remember that, but don't do it. If your inverter comes with clamp down wires and or alligator clips, use the wires every time. The alligator clips won't give you a good connection. You won't get enough power through. You'll end up burning up the wires. Always bolt it down securely to your battery. Here's a worst case scenario. Say you don't have an extension cord that'll run up to your house, or say you live on the 3rd floor of an apartment building and you don't have any of these guys back here, power station. Run your vehicle, make sure your battery's full, unhook your battery, take this and your battery up to your apartment and run power off it that way. Is that ideal? No, it's not even fun. It would suck. But if that's the difference between having a fan and some lights and not, well, you might just have to do it, hey? A way to keep this safe. Hook this up to your battery, set it there, run your extension cord out through the hood, and then latch your hood down over top. Make sure you have room so you don't bend your hood, and then lock the doors to your vehicle while it's running. That's a pretty secure way to, again, make sure some ne'er-do-well doesn't run off with your inverter or your vehicle. Don't run a space heater off this. If you need heat, go get yourself a Mr. Buddy heater that'll run off propane. They're safe indoors. You can crack a window if you get nervous. But the long, heavy 1500 constant watt draw of a space heater, this isn't going to like it. It might overheat, but more than that, your extension cord's really not going to like it. If you don't own one of these and you don't own some good extension cords, look at your extension cords as an investment. It's something you're going to use all the time, so spend good money on them. Look at it as an investment toward a generator in the future, because extension cords are always something you'll use, and even when you have the money to buy yourself a good generator, you'll still be able to use those extension cords. So if you've got questions about this, throw them in the comments below, because I know this might be a new concept to a lot of folks, but really, it's simple. Get yourself a $100 inverter, get yourself an extension cord. If you can use a wrench, hook it up to your battery, run an extension cord into the house, you now have power. It's not perfect. It's not a whole home generator. It's not even a 3,000 watt portable generator. But again, in a bad, worst case scenario, you might be sitting there right now thinking, how do I keep the lights on? Or how am I going to charge my devices? I'm literally watching this YouTube video right now, and I don't know where I'm going to charge my devices from. Get yourself out there right now. Go buy an inverter before everybody else does. And maybe you're thinking, hey, you know what? I might take a trip way out of town and go get myself a new generator. Well, if you want to, check out this video right there that I did on how to choose a generator. And finally, if you've stuck around to the end of this video, well, you know what that means? I made this video for you, and I hope you get your power back real soon. But if I did, hit the subscribe button, stick around, because I put videos out like this every single Wednesday. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.